Kings and queens, welcome. This is Power Pill, the place where you finally face the reality of the world. Today, we expose Be the Man Women Can't Leave. Get ready, because this isn't about dating. It's not about tricks. It's not about lines, strategies, or pretending to be someone you're not. This is about becoming the kind of man whose absence is felt more strongly than most men's presence. A kind of man women don't forget, don't replace easily, and struggle to detach from, even when they know they should. And listen carefully. If you stay until the end of this video, you won't just understand men better. You'll understand women at a level most men never reach. You'll understand what actually attaches them, what makes them stay, and why certain men leave a permanent mark on their emotional world. Not so you can manipulate, but so you stop being confused. Before we begin, leave your mark, like the video, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which part of the world you are watching from. Ready? Let's begin. Here is the first truth most men never hear. Women do not stay because of love alone. Love is common. Attachment is rare. If love were enough, most relationships would never end. If attraction were enough, most men wouldn't be replaced. Women stay because a man regulates their nervous system. That's not romance talk, that's neuroscience. Your presence either calms her nervous system or agitates it. There is no neutral. When a woman feels calmer around you, attachment grows. When she feels anxious around you, attraction decays. And once you understand this, relationships stop feeling mysterious and start feeling mechanical. Almost every woman has one man she never fully forgets. Not the nicest one, not the one who tried the hardest, not the one who begged, the one she compares others to quietly. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't always available. He wasn't trying to impress. But something about him stayed with her. That's not coincidence. That's imprinting. Imprinting happens when a person's nervous system associates relief, grounding, and emotional safety with one individual. The men women struggle to detach from are emotionally self-contained. This is the foundation. That doesn't mean cold. It doesn't mean distant. It means internally regulated. Their emotional state doesn't rise and fall with attention. Their confidence doesn't depend on validation. Their identity doesn't collapse when connection fluctuates. Attachment research shows humans bond most deeply to people whose emotional presence feels steady and predictable. Not intense, not dramatic. Steady. When a man doesn't panic during silence, doesn't chase reassurance, doesn't leak anxiety into the relationship, a woman's nervous system relaxes. And relaxation is addictive. People don't attach to excitement. They attach to relief. That's why women say things like, "I don't know why, but I feel calm with him," or "I can finally breathe around him." That's not poetry. That's biology. Her parasympathetic nervous system is activating. Her body is saying, "This place is safe." Your calm becomes her safety. And safety builds attachment far deeper than intensity ever could. Women also struggle to detach from men who remain calm under pressure. They don't explode during conflict. They don't spiral during distance. They don't collapse when energy shifts. John Bowlby's attachment theory showed that secure attachment forms when one partner remains emotionally stable under stress. Not expressive, not reactive, stable. Reactivity signals instability. Stillness signals strength. Women bond to strength, not dominance, not aggression, not loud confidence, but emotional strength. Every woman tests this, not consciously, instinctively. She pulls back slightly. She changes tone. She creates uncertainty, and she watches. If you chase, attraction drops. If you demand clarity, pressure rises. If you over-explain, polarity collapses. But if you stay steady, something shifts. Her nervous system learns something rare. He doesn't need me to be okay. That realization creates attachment. Most men fail this test because they mistake connection for control. They believe closeness requires constant reassurance. They believe love requires emotional merging. They believe presence means availability. But the men women don't leave understand something deeper. Closeness requires containment. Containment is the ability to hold emotional space without spilling into it, and that ability is rare. The men women struggle to detach from also have direction that doesn't revolve around her. This is non-negotiable. They have trajectory, a life moving forward, a path that existed before her and will exist after her. Evolutionary psychology is clear on this. Women are attracted to forward motion, not emotional orbiting. A man who orbits a woman becomes dependent. A dependent man becomes unstable. An unstable man becomes replaceable. If she becomes your purpose, you become disposable. If she joins your path, you become irreplaceable. She senses something important. If I leave, his life continues. That perception creates gravity. People don't detach easily from gravity. They detach easily from need. Women don't stay attached to men who beg for connection. They stay attached to men who don't need it to survive. This is why women often feel anchored next to these men, not intimidated, grounded. Because their presence has weight. The men women struggle to detach from also create emotional contrast without chaos. Women don't bond to chaos. They bond to contrast within safety. Behavioral psychology shows intermittent emotional reward creates stronger attachment than constant availability. But here's the difference. Toxic men create contrast through fear and unpredictability. Strong men create contrast through choice. He's present because he chooses to be. He's absent because his life demands it. He doesn't disappear to punish. He doesn't withdraw to manipulate. He simply has a life. An absence without abandonment creates longing. That longing isn't manipulation, it's structure. Women also struggle to detach from men who maintain sexual polarity. Female desire isn't driven by looks alone. Research shows it's driven by polarity. When a man becomes emotionally dependent, polarity collapses. When polarity collapses, desire fades. The men women don't leave don't mean emotionally. They don't seek validation. They don't beg for desire. They don't need to be wanted to feel whole. They allow her to lean. Need kills desire. Grounded independence sustains it. This is why sex often changes before relationships end. She still loves him, but desire fades, not because of boredom, not because of looks, because polarity reversed. The men women struggle to detach from never reverse polarity. They stay rooted. They also understand something most men resist. Consistency beats intensity. Long-term studies show women stay bonded to men who are steady, predictable, and emotionally consistent. Not dramatic, not volatile, not overwhelming. Consistent. Intensity burns fast. Consistency binds deep. That's why women describe unforgettable men as grounded, solid, unshakable. She knows he won't disappear emotionally. She knows he won't explode. She knows he won't collapse. That predictability feels like home. And people don't abandon home easily. The men women don't leave also have emotional boundaries. They don't over-explain. They don't over-justify. They don't overshare insecurity. Boundaries signal self-respect. And self-respect is contagious. This isn't about making women addicted in a toxic way. It's about becoming internally regulated, self-directed, and grounded. When you become that man, attachment becomes a byproduct, not a goal. And that's the most dangerous position of all. Because the moment you stop chasing attachment, you become the kind of man attachment chases. So if you want to be the man women can't leave, stop trying to be impressive. Stop trying to be intense. Stop trying to be chosen. Become regulated. Become grounded. Become directed. Build a life that doesn't bend around approval. Build an identity that stays intact under pressure. Build emotional discipline, because discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates safety. Safety creates attachment, and attachment makes leaving hard. Not because she's trapped, but because her body knows something her mind can't argue with. You are stable ground, and people don't abandon stable ground easily. They test it, they wander, they hesitate, but they feel the pull. Kings and queens, this is Power Pill, not a fantasy, not a trick, not a performance, a mirror. Face reality, build yourself, and let gravity do the rest.